You think you know soul. You probably know the songs, but not the names behind them. These are the groups who gave us heartbreak ballads, dance floor grooves, and chart-topping hits we still hum today, yet somehow slipped past the spotlight. They shaped the sound of R&B, built the foundation for legends that came after, and rarely got the credit they deserved. Here are 15 underrated R&B groups that owned the sound, even if history didn't give them the fame. Number 15, The Intruders, the architects of Philly soul. Before Philadelphia soul became a movement, before it had a name, there were the Intruders. Formed in the mid-1960s, they were the first group to fully showcase the smooth, sophisticated sound being crafted by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Lush strings, tight grooves, lyrics that spoke directly to the heart. Their defining moment came in 1968 with Cowboys to Girls. The song went #1 on the R&B chart and crossed over to pop radio, a rare achievement at the time. Yet even with that success, the Intruders never became household names. As the 1970s rolled in, they were quietly overshadowed by later Philadelphia international stars like
the Intruders and Cowboys to Girls,
the OJs, Harold Melvin, and the Blue Notes. But make no mistake, those groups were standing on a foundation the Intruders helped build. Without them, there is no Philly soul as we know it. Influential, pioneering, and still one of the most underrated groups in R&B history. Number 14, L.T.D, Love, Togetherness, and Devotion. The band that bridged funk and heartbreak formed in Greensboro, North Carolina in 1968. L.T.D began as a tight, horn-driven funk and soul band.
I just don't know. Every time
Early on, they leaned heavily into groove, brassy arrangements, upbeat rhythms, and the kind of musicianship built for live stages.
loved you forever. I just can't.
But everything changed in the mid-1970s when Jeffrey Osborne stepped forward as lead vocalist. His voice, powerful, emotional, and instantly recognizable, pushed L.T.D into a smoother, more romantic direction that defined their most successful era. Their peak came in 1976 with Love Ballad. The song climbed both the R&B and pop charts. Becoming a slow jam classic that still holds weight decades later. Follow-ups like Back in Love Again kept the group in heavy rotation.
Excuse me, I'm only human. Sometimes
Especially on late-night radio and quiet storm playlists. Yet despite their success, L.T.D never reached the superstar tier of contemporaries like Earth,
I feel so satisfied.
Wind and Fire. Behind the scenes, lineup changes, management issues, and shifting musical trends blurred the group's identity just as disco began taking over. But their legacy is undeniable. L.T.D mastered the balance between funky grooves and tender ballads, helping shape the emotional side of late 70s R&B. And Jeffrey Osborne's voice, it would soon become legendary. Number 13, the Five Stairsteps. The first family of soul before the Jackson 5. Before the Jackson 5 became a global phenomenon, there was the Five Stairsteps, often called the first family of soul. Formed in Chicago by Clarence Burke Sr. and fronted by his children, the group blended youthful energy with surprisingly mature emotion. Their defining moment came in 1970 with OOH Child, a song built on hope, patience, and reassurance.
And no problems lie.
It climbed the charts and became one of the most uplifting anthems of the era. Things are gonna get easier. That line alone carried an entire generation through hard times. The group recorded several strong follow-ups and even signed with Buddha Records, but they were never able to fully sustain the momentum of that one breakthrough moment. Behind the scenes, challenges piled up. Lineup changes, management struggles, and fierce competition from Motown's rapidly rising family acts. As the industry shifted, their spotlight slowly dimmed. Still, the Stairsteps left an undeniable imprint on R&B. Their harmonies, family dynamic, and youthful sincerity helped pave the way for future sibling groups, proving that soul didn't have to come from age, only from truth. Number 12, Bloodstone. The band too versatile for its own good.
My mind.
Hailing from Kansas City, Bloodstone stood apart from most early 70s soul groups. They weren't locked into one lane. Bloodstone blended.
Put the tune right up and break down.
Street corner harmonies, deep funk grooves, rock influences, and smooth emotional balladry. That versatility made them exciting.
You know I never will.
But it also made them difficult for labels to categorize. Their defining moment came in 1973 with Natural High, a tender, soaring ballad.
I count raindrops.
The song reached the top 10 on both the pop and R&B charts, introducing Bloodstone to a wider audience. What made the group special was range.
With me always stay. Please don't go away.
They could deliver a heartbreak slow jam one moment and pivot straight into gritty funk-driven tracks the next. But that same flexibility confused record executives, who never quite knew how to market them. As musical trends shifted and radio narrowed its focus, Bloodstone slipped out of the mainstream conversation.
Had been time when I thought that
They never became household names, but among collectors and deep-cut soul fans, their catalog is treasured. Bloodstone proved that creativity doesn't always fit neatly into boxes, and sometimes that's exactly why history overlooks you.
Oh yes, I never will. Never.
Number 11, The Emotions. The gospel-trained sisters who made joy sound effortless. Before disco lights and crossover hits, The Emotions began where many great soul voices do, in the church. Formed in Chicago by sisters Sheila, Wanda, and Jeanette Hutchinson. The group first gained attention in the late 1960s with a gospel-rooted sound that translated beautifully into R&B. Their early work with Stax Records produced standout singles like So I Can Love You, showcasing tight harmonies and emotional precision far beyond their years. But their career reached another level in the mid-1970s, when they teamed up with Maurice White of Earth, Wind and Fire. The result was Best of My Love in 1977, a joyful, radiant hit that blended disco rhythm with gospel-trained vocals. The song went to number 1, won a Grammy, and became one of the most recognizable records of the decade. And yet, even at their peak, The emotions were often overshadowed by the massive acts surrounding them. They didn't chase controversy. They didn't lean into spectacle. They simply delivered consistency. Warmth and harmony. Their legacy isn't loud, it's lasting. A reminder that joy, when done right, can be just as powerful as heartbreak. Number 10. The main ingredient. The heartbreak specialist caught between eras. Formed in Harlem in the late 1960s, the main ingredient were a group built on emotion. They had already released solid material, but everything changed when Cuba Gooding Sr. stepped in as lead singer. His voice, warm, pleading, and unmistakably human, gave the group the emotional center they needed. Their defining moment came in 1972 with Everybody Plays the Fool. A universal heartbreak anthem, the song crossed over to pop radio and became their signature hit. It was honest. It was relatable. And it hit anyone who'd ever loved and lost. The group followed with other strong singles like Just Don't Want to Be Lonely. Balancing socially conscious themes with tender ballads. But timing worked against them. They were caught between Motown's lingering dominance.
You say you even thinking about dying? Well.
And the rise of harder funk and disco. While trends shifted, the main ingredient stayed true to emotional storytelling and paid the price in visibility.
Everybody plays a fool.
They never reached long-term superstar status, but their biggest records never stopped playing. Their music remains proof that sometimes one perfect song is enough to earn a permanent place in soul history. Number 9. Blue Magic. The group that turned heartbreak into theater. Out of Philadelphia's Golden Soul era came Blue Magic, a group that specialized in drama, elegance, and falsetto-driven emotion. Formed in 1972 and guided by producer Norman Harris, Blue Magic leaned fully into lush arrangements and cinematic storytelling. Their defining moment arrived in 1974 with Sideshow, a heartbreak ballad framed like a love affair gone wrong under circus lights. The song climbed into the top 5 on the pop charts and became a staple of slow dances and late-night radio. Blue Magic didn't just sing, they performed. Their stage shows were theatrical, their delivery smooth and deliberate, embodying the sweet soul sound Philly became famous for. But success was brief. As musical trends shifted toward funk and harder disco, and label issues slowed momentum, Blue Magic couldn't maintain the longevity of peers like the Stylistics. Still, their catalog remains a treasure for soul lovers, proof that sometimes one perfectly executed moment can echo for decades. Number 8. The Moments. Later Ray, Goodman, and Brown. The Quiet Storm pioneers before Quiet Storm had a name emerging from New Jersey in the late 1960s. The Moments mastered subtlety. They weren't loud, they weren't flashy. They specialized in soft emotion and romantic realism. Their breakthrough came in 1970 with Love on a Two-Way Street, a heartbreak ballad built on vulnerability and regret. The song went number 1 on the R&B chart and crossed over into the pop top 10. Long before the term quiet storm existed, the Moments were already living in that space. Silky harmonies, intimate lyrics, and melodies meant for late nights and open hearts. But behind the smooth sound came business trouble. Label disputes fractured the group. And by 1979, they re-emerged under a new name, Ray, Goodman, and Brown. The reinvention paid off briefly, with Special Lady, another fan favorite slow jam. Despite memorable hits across two eras, they never achieved the mainstream fame of Motown's biggest male vocal groups. Still, their influence is unmistakable. Modern R&B's emotional restraint, its focus on honesty over theatrics, owes a quiet debt to the Moments.
Hold you here today for a bit of bad news.
Number 7, The Manhattans, the kings of elegant heartbreak. Formed in Jersey City in the early 1960s, the Manhattans built their reputation on restraint. They didn't chase trends. They didn't oversing.
I want to hold you just one more time.
They specialized in graceful emotion. Their crowning achievement came in 1976 with Kiss and Say Goodbye.
Please don't stop me till I'm through.
The song's spoken word intro, tender delivery, and mature sense of closure turned it into a worldwide hit. It topped both the R&B and pop charts.
I guess what we done
Sold millions and became a staple at weddings, slow dances, and late-night radio. The group followed with other strong records like
Just like this, let's just kiss and
There's No Me Without You, but none reached the same commercial height. As disco surged and musical taste shifted, the Manhattans quietly slipped from the mainstream spotlight, yet their signature ballad never faded.
I won't be able to see you anymore.
Kiss and Say Goodbye remains one of soul music's most recognizable expressions of adult love, proof that sometimes one perfectly written song can define an entire legacy.
I'm gonna miss you.
Number 6, The Dramatics, the showmen of soul Detroit born but signed to Stax Records in Memphis. The Dramatics brought something different to R&B. They didn't just sing, they performed. Their breakout came in 1971 with What You See Is What You Get. The song introduced their signature blend of powerful harmonies, sharp choreography, and a larger-than-life stage presence.
Think I'm gonna cry.
A year later, they reached even higher with In the Rain, a record that topped the R&B charts and crossed over to pop audiences. The Dramatics embodied polish,
It may sound crazy.
matching suits, coordinated moves, vocals arranged like theater. But despite multiple hits, they were often overshadowed by Motown's dominant vocal groups. Behind the scenes, lineup changes and label instability kept them from sustaining long-term momentum. Still, their influence carries on. From stagecraft to vocal arrangement, the Dramatics helped define what it meant to present soul music in the 1970s.
In the rain. It may sound
Number 5, The Chai Lights, the storytellers who turned heartbreak into cinema. From Chicago's vibrant soul scene came the Chai Lights, a group built not just on harmony, but on storytelling. Led by Eugene Record's unmistakable tenor voice,
No tomorrow is their future. But for me,
they specialized in songs that felt like short films. Love, regret, hope, and heartbreak playing out in real time. Their defining moment arrived in 1972 with Oh Girl.
have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
song soared to #1 on both the pop and R&B charts, cementing their place in soul history. Even before that, Have You Seen Her captured listeners with cinematic detail, spoken passages, emotional pauses, and lush arrangements that pulled you into the story. Despite their success, the Chi-Lites struggled to maintain national visibility. They were often overshadowed by Motown's powerful promotional machine, the rising popularity of funk and disco. By the late 1970s, changing musical tastes pushed their softer, narrative-driven sound
Another day. They all gather around me.
out of the mainstream spotlight. But their music endured. The Chi-Lites proved that soul didn't need excess, it needed honesty. And few groups captured real-life emotion as vividly as they did. Number 4. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. The group that introduced the world to Teddy Pendergrass. Hailing from Philadelphia, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes became one of the defining forces of early 1970s soul. Though the group carried Harold Melvin's name, the sound that grabbed listeners came from the thunderous voice of Teddy Pendergrass. Together, they delivered a run of timeless records,
Building my whole world around you.
balancing deep romance with social awareness. Their signature ballad, If You Don't Know Me By Now, 1972, remains one of the most beloved soul songs ever recorded. They followed it with powerful statements like, "Wake up everybody," urging unity, responsibility,
The good time we used to shine. My love, I'm so sad.
and social change. Yet behind the music, the group faced constant internal tension, disputes over credit, leadership, and finances fractured relationships and eventually pushed Teddy toward a solo career. As disco trends rose and lineups shifted, the group's long-term momentum faded. Still, their influence is unquestionable. They helped define the sound of Philadelphia soul and introduced one of R&B's most commanding voices to the world.
I can remember hoping.
Number 3. The Spinners, the group that perfected smooth joy. The Spinners began their career at Motown, but for years, success came in small doses. Everything changed in the early 1970s when they moved to Atlantic Records and teamed up with producer Tom Bell.
Whenever you call me,
That partnership unlocked their true sound: elegant strings, bright melodies, and harmonies that felt effortless. Their breakthrough came in 1972 with Could It Be I'm Falling in Love. The song crossed over to pop audiences and announced the arrival of a group finally hitting its stride. What followed was a remarkable run. I'll Be Around, One of a Kind, Love Affair, Then Came You, their only #1 pop hit with Dionne Warwick. Despite the chart success, the Spinners were often overlooked in conversations dominated by Motown's marquee acts. But their legacy is undeniable. They brought warmth, polish, and joy to 70s R&B, music that made people smile, dance, and believe in love again. Few groups made soul sound so welcoming. Number 2, the Stylistics, the falsetto that defined romance. Emerging from Philadelphia in the early 1970s, the Stylistics became masters of romantic restraint. Fronted by Russell Tompkins Jr.'s unmistakable soaring falsetto, the group specialized in lush ballads that felt intimate, elegant, and timeless. Working closely with producer Tom Bell, they delivered a remarkable run of hits that shaped the sound of Philly soul. Betcha by golly, wow. You Are Everything. You Make Me Feel Brand New. Their songs crossed over globally, dominating radio playlists and slow dance floors alike. At their peak, few groups matched their consistency. Yet despite chart dominance early in the decade, they never achieved the broader cultural recognition of Motown's most heavily promoted acts. As musical trends shifted toward funk and disco, their delicate romantic style was gradually pushed aside. Still, their influence never faded. The Stylistics defined what romantic soul could sound like: graceful, vulnerable, and sincere. Their music remains instantly recognizable, a reminder that sometimes softness is the most powerful sound of all. Number 1. The Delfonics, the architects of sweet soul.
To three very together brothers, Wilbur Hart, William Hart.
Few groups shape the emotional language of soul music as quietly and as deeply as the Delfonics. Led by William Hart's pure, aching falsetto, the group perfected a sound built on vulnerability, orchestral arrangements, and dreamlike harmonies. Their breakthrough came in 1968 with La La Means I Love You. The song became a crossover smash, introducing a softer, more delicate approach to soul that contrasted sharply with louder funk-driven trends. They followed with classics like Didn't I? Blow Your Mind This Time, a Grammy winner, Ready or Not, Here I Come, Can't Hide from Love.
The poem I just read is called Kidnap Poem from the book Recreation. Right now, I'd like to do...
Their music would later be immortalized in films such as Jackie Brown, bringing new generations into their orbit. And yet, despite influencing countless artists, the Delfonics never achieved the lasting household name status of Motown's biggest stars. Their subtlety worked against them in an era that increasingly favored volume and spectacle. But their influence is undeniable. Modern R&B's emphasis on emotion, atmosphere, and melodic vulnerability traces directly back to the Delfonics. They didn't chase the spotlight, they built the blueprint.